Hi, I'm June Baya, CEO of BayhaGroup. Welcome to Co-Design Work with Wonder, our weekly live stream show. Here at BayhaGroup, we co-design work with wonder with youth for youth. As you can see, I'm actually not June Baya, and I hope you all are having a fantastic April Fool's Day. Today, we'll be having an Intern Takeover episode, and I actually want to bring some interns along with me that I want to introduce. Hi, guys.
Hi.
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 I'll go ahead and start it off. So hi, I'm Kimberly Olivares. I'm really excited to be here. I'm an intern for the BayhaGroup and also a senior in high school. Just a little bit about me, what I do at the BayhaGroup. I mostly focus on graphic design. I also help with content creation and help out with live streaming as well. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Hi, everyone. I'll go next. I'm Emily. I'm also a co-designer intern at BayhaGroup. I'm a senior at Warren High School, and I like to do the meeting minutes for the meetings, and I'm part of the live streaming team behind the scenes. So I come up with interview questions, and I'm super excited to be here as well.
Hi, I'll go next. I'm also one of the co-designer interns at the BayhaGroup. My name is Christy Mencia. I do a lot of the video editing for the team and just a lot of other social media things. But yes, I'll hand it over to Sophia now.
And I'm clearly not June Baya. I'm Sophia Rubio. I'm also a co-designer intern here at BayhaGroup, and I'm a senior in high school. And I also work on some video editing and some back things here on the live stream. And today we just wanted to talk about what it's like to be a senior during the pandemic, because it's definitely been a change from a traditional senior year in person, physically, and now online. So I kind of just wanted to ask you guys, how has that transition been for you guys, going from online to a virtual setting for your senior year?
Yeah, of course. I can start us off. So for me, I'd like to say that it was very difficult at first, as I'm pretty sure everybody else can relate. Doing virtual learning was something that I had never experienced before. And so, yeah, and then especially since, it's our senior year now, it was definitely really hard to accept at first. And it was really hard to find motivation, especially since we weren't also seeing our friends. But yeah, so just a shift and also in routines as well. But yeah, I'm slowly getting used to it. And so yeah, I'll go ahead and pass it on to Emily. What do you think?
Definitely. And I really agree with you about just that transition period and how we went from, there was some use of technology and we had already been using computers in the classroom, but then going full-blown digital and then just trying to deal with new schedules and shifting to this whole new portal, Canvas. It just was kind of crazy. And then I know my sleep schedule kind of got all messed up in the process, but it was right. And then finally getting into the swing of things. And I'll pass it on to Christy.
Yeah, I just have to agree with everyone. I think it was just really different because you go into this senior year with the expectation of having the traditional senior year with football games and Danny Warren games. Hi, Karina. But yeah, just having those expectations of a senior year and you think of prom and graduation. So it's definitely been different in mentality, I would say as well. But yeah, I think things are slowly starting to feel somewhat normal again. Yeah. What about you, Sophia? How do you feel?
Yeah, I can definitely agree that it's just been a shift. There's been a lot of, obviously, there's the negative side of things. And I feel but there's also been a lot of positive things that I've gained from going just a completely online world. Just for this internship, especially, I feel I would have never had the time to do this if I were in a physical setting at school. Just with sports and stuff, I would have not had the time. And now I don't go as much to practice because of social distancing purposes. And I actually have the time to be here. So I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, I would say it's definitely been a change. We have a question here from Marcella. What are your thoughts on going back to school, and why or why not did you choose to go back? I don't know if one of you guys want to take that.
Yeah, I can start us off. So, yeah, so recently DSD went back to hybrid. And I personally did not choose to go back just because I have my grandparents who live with me. So I just kind of wanted to be on the safe side. And I know for a lot of people, that's also the case. But yeah, I've heard, great things about going back, especially for the seniors, it being their last year. I know that played a role in why students wanted to go back. But just, personally, I just decided it'd be best to stay virtual. But yeah, what about you, Emily?
Yeah, same here. I decided to stay at home simply because I was already in kind of a routine and I enjoy waking up 10 minutes before my class and just being there and having everything I need here. But I know, like, my sister decided to go back, and I've heard good things about just the safety procedures in the classrooms and about how classes are going too.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and answer. I chose not to go back just because like I was already used to the routine of staying home, and like also I've been able to do chores like in between or do whatever I need to do in between classes, and that's just like really convenient for me. But I'm also an ASB at Warren, and just being back like on campus sometimes makes me miss it. So I'm kind of on the fence right now. I miss like being there, but I know it's like going to be different. So I don't know, but that's kind of why I chose like to stay online.
Um, we have another question. How have you maintained friendships and connections with friends in a virtual environment? I can start off with that one since I'm not going back to school. I guess just maintaining friendships and connections have been more difficult in the sense that I don't talk to the same people that I would every single day at school, just because I feel like you see them and you say hi, and it's not really more than that outside of it. But I feel like outside of that, with the friends that I do have, I feel like I strengthen that bond even more just because I talk to them more. I feel like I talk to them more frequently just because I miss them more, and I just want to like talk to them and FaceTime and just all those things. So I feel like it's definitely been a transition. How about you guys?
I can go. I can answer that. Oh, sorry, Kimberly. I'll have you go next. But for me, I have like a lot of, not a lot. I have like a couple like friends, but most of those, like the two of those friends that I'm like really close with, I've grown up with. So for me, it's kind of different because like I can go months without talking to them and still be like super, super close with them. And yeah, I think it's also just like equal effort. If like one person isn't putting in that effort, like I feel like it doesn't really work. So yeah, I feel like my friends and I have just like put in that equal effort to like stay in contact and stuff. But yeah, sorry, I think you have to really go ahead.
Yeah, kind of going off of what Sophia said, it was also the not being able to socialize was really hard for me at first because I personally loved going out with friends, and not being able to do that because of the pandemic was kind of difficult. But I'd also like to say that, just as Sophia was saying, I think the pandemic really allowed me to strengthen my friendships with the friends that I do have. And I feel like this experience just really allowed us to realize like who our real friends are, like who will keep in touch with you. So yeah, it was just, yeah, it really allowed me to strengthen my friendships, and I'm really grateful for the friends that I do have now. So yeah. What about you, Emily?
I definitely agree with you. I definitely miss like those hallway interactions, like when you pass by people and be like, hey. And I know that with a closer, like smaller group of friends, we've actually found ways online to have like movie marathons, even through like just through Zoom. So definitely strengthening friendships in new ways using technology too. So it's interesting to see the way that connection has kind of blossomed and innovated.
Yeah, I think they have like Netflix party or something like that too, where you can like watch Netflix with your friends, and it's kind of like a little chat room, and you can just like make comments and stuff, and it's like you're on FaceTime with them. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wanted to add that some people have said like what was supposed to happen after high school, where you lose like all your like like friends that aren't going to be in your life, kind of happened this year because it was just kind of like like you don't see them as often, so you only stay friends with the people like that are really like going to be in your life. So
yeah, I feel like the people I've stayed in touch with are the productive friends, if like you know what I mean, like the ones who I know will encourage me and will always like be back and forth with me, and that are just genuine rather than just like I would say like baseline friends type of thing where you're just like, oh hey, like hang out, and it's like maybe not necessarily productive things that you could be doing. And I feel like I just strengthened the bond with all the friends that are just will help me succeed and help me do better,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this. Alita has a question. How have you changed / evolved during the course of the pandemic? It's a great question, actually. I don't know if Emily, you want to start us off with that one?
Sure. I think the big thing that popped into my mind was actually time management, because I used to kind of rely on school to kind of keep me focused and like be like, hey, this is what I need to get done. And even though I kind of struggled with that in the beginning when we first started, definitely now I've gotten into using like like Google Calendars just to keep track of stuff. And I feel like it's actually helped me develop my time management better. So I think that's definitely a positive.
Yeah, like planning out your days is definitely a lot easier when you have the schedule. Like you can make the schedule you want. Because I feel like the classes, it's only a few, like it's like 90-minute classes and intervals, and then you just kind of have like gap time in between. And then now just with hybrid, it's a different kind of schedule because it's now back-to-back classes. But I feel like it's, yeah, like we make our own schedule and we create our own schedule. We can go get a snack from the kitchen if we want to. We can go like run to the restroom like in between classes really quickly and not having to worry about that rush or swarm of like going to the restroom like after class, like in person. I just remember like trying to go to the bathroom or something in between breaks. It was such a different mission.
The lines were the worst.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you think, like Kimberly, Christy, how you've changed as a person throughout this?
Yeah, very similar to Emily. I also learned how to manage my time better being, in quarantine. And then also the first thing that popped up when that question came up was learning how to also take time for myself. I think that when we were at school, I never actually realized how long I would spend doing homework. Like I would stay up, like it was so bad, I would stay up to like 1 a.m. doing homework every day. But now, with distance learning, I have a lot of free time. And, I'm so thankful for that because it's really allowed me to like take care of myself and like, prioritize my mental health, which is something that's so important. And I know that it's something that a lot of students were struggling with that shift. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that I've evolved in, just learning how to like, take time for myself and manage my time so that I can, take care of my priorities, but also leave that time to, just, take care of myself. So what do you think, Christy?
Yeah, I would say self-care is something I definitely need to work on. It's so important, but I feel like I don't do it enough. The first thing that popped into my head was that I feel like I've become more of a go-getter. I feel like I would want to do things before, but I wouldn't do it like just out of fear of like not being good at it. So yeah, I feel like my confidence has definitely gotten a lot better, and I've just been like, I'm going to do this because I want to do it, and like I'll see what happens, and if I'm not good at it, then that's fine, but at least I tried. Like even with this internship, I was like, I have no idea like what's going to happen, what I'm like expecting, but I was like, I'm just going to do it because I want to do it and it seems fun. So yeah.
Karina says, what is happening in terms of senior events / what are alternatives to these events, such as like graduation and prom? Well, we have some ASB people here, actually. They could probably give you some more insight on that too.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting because I'm on ASB for Downey and Christy is on ASB for Warren. But yeah, it's a very interesting question. Nothing is for sure yet, but it is in the talks that we might be having a prom. It's a possibility. But yeah, and as for graduation, I believe that we will be having a ceremony, but it could change. It just depends on like the circumstances. But yeah, excited about that. At least the seniors will get those 2 events. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, what about Christy? What's happening?
Very similar to Kimberly. A lot of things are just up in the air just because of like safety concerns. I feel like the safety and health of the students comes like before prom or graduation. I think we'd all rather be healthy and safe than, get that event. But both schools have had a senior event. So that was really nice just to have like a couple of students come and join, obviously safely in a socially distant manner. But yeah, that was really fun. It was like the first event where we were all there as like class of 2021.
Yeah, I went to that yesterday too. It was like a senior stroll and roll where they just had the seniors like kind of come in waves, just to like see, looking towards the future of what senior year looks like. And it was just, I feel like it was so also just nostalgic to me to go, because you go from a year of not seeing all of those people, and then you just go and it's like just everyone that like there. And I was like, it's an interesting, yeah, it was nice. So.
Yeah, just going back onto the campus, it felt so weird. And then I know I was waving to so many people because I was like, I literally haven't seen you in months. And it's just so good to even just see people. So it was cool.
Yeah, I think I saw Emily there too. So that was nice.
Angela asks, what do you expect the next school year to look like this fall in college? Would you want to do online or in person? That's a great question, actually.
That's a great question. I feel like personally for me, I would love to be in person just because like it's our first year in college, you know, getting to know everybody. But of course, if you know the circumstances, like Christy was saying, you know, I'd prefer to be healthy. Then, but if it is a possibility, I would love to do in person just to like be able to meet new people and just get a feel for what college really is like. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I can go next. I would also love to be in person. I feel like I've worked for so long and so hard to, like get to college. So it would be nice to be in person, but I feel like if the circumstances allow it, that would be preferred. But if not, then it's fine by me. But yeah.
Yeah, in the ideal world, we would love to be back on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 'cause I feel like it's also a fresh start, like it's a fresh start to something rather than, because I feel like if we go back onto campus, just like me personally, going back onto like high school campus would be kind of weird for me because I feel like I let that, like, I kind of already mourned like that senior year type of thing. It's like, oh, I'm not going to go back, it's fine. And I feel like going back would be such a weird shift for me. So I feel like just starting that clean slate of like being able to go in person in college would be such a great experience. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like the doors have kind of closed on Warren, and I'm just excited looking towards whatever the future has in store. And just, I know that I would want to go back, but definitely health and safety first.
Yeah. I wonder, like, if you guys could give advice to prospective seniors coming in, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would just definitely say to just look for opportunities. I feel like, personally, like before, like I wasn't as involved, and I feel like quarantine has just really allowed me to go out, just like Christy said, be a go-getter, go out and look for opportunities. This internship has been so amazing, and I'm so glad that, I took a risk and I applied, and, here I am now. I've met amazing people, learned many skills, and, it was just a matter of really going out there and just seeing what's out there and, taking a risk. And yeah, so just look for opportunities, get involved as much as you can, make the best out of your senior year. I don't know if what it's going to look like for seniors next year, whether it's virtual or in person, but always look at just the positive side and try to make the best out of it. But
yeah, definitely. And just to go along with that, to be patient and not try to rush your senior year. Try to enjoy what you can, find positive aspects in all the small moments, and just enjoy it while it's here before you end up moving to that next stage of your life.
Yeah, I would say something very similar. Just like enjoy and like take it all in. I feel like this senior year was just a little bit different. I feel like it moved like super, super fast, and I wasn't able to take it all in. So I would encourage future seniors to just like really relish in the fact that it's your last year of high school.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Just being able to go out with, if it allows, go out with friends and just take time and enjoy just being able to do what you can. Yeah. And Emily, if you want to take us away.
I will take us away. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to watch with us. Don't forget to tune in next week to hear from Mr. Walt DeJong, so that way he can give us some insight on his time with Disney. And thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in with us. Yes, have a great rest of